Hello, my name is Josh Miller of HookedGamers.com, and today I'll be sharing with you my video review for Lord of the Rings Online free-to-play. As a result of this game going free-to-play, various features were added, such as this fancy new character selection screen, but other features were cut unless you chose to buy the game and pay the monthly fee. As I entered into the realm of Brandywine in Lord of the Rings Online, after over a year of being inactive, I found myself in the virtual city of Bree, which was as familiar to me as my own house. It was more populated than ever, with people going about their business in every way. Now for those of you that are considering downloading the free-to-play version, you're probably more interested in what your experience will be lacking in, rather than what it will contain. Well, even if you don't have the game bought in any way, shape, or form, the myriad of options given to you, and what you would expect to be a demo, is absolutely stunning. This is especially true when compared to games like EverQuest 2's upcoming free-to-play option, where they just about give you a stick and a rock and tell you to scram off. But in all seriousness, whilst you lack a few key features such as a character class or two, as well as less inventory space and fewer social features such as not being able to sell items in the auction house, it's nothing that will completely ruin your experience. Plus, you can buy back a lot of the missing features to a certain extent in the online store. The online store is one of the features that was added when the game went free to play, so that now every time you complete a quest in Lord of the Rings Online, you gain turbine points to spend in the store, so you're practically being paid to play a free game. The gameplay itself, with the transition over to free-to-play, remains untouched, and if you've played any other MMO before, you know the basic formula. You go on quests to earn XP, team up with groups of players to slay great foes, and explore the vast landscapes. Although you can't explore all of Middle-earth, the regions that are available to you are enormous, and you will often be able to find spots made famous in the books, such as Rivendell, or the spot where Gandalf turned the 3 trolls into stone. If you're disappointed that you can't go everywhere, such as Gondor, I wouldn't be dismayed, because Lord of the Rings Online constantly receives updates and expansions that add new areas, quests, and events. What's more, is that even if you don't have any expansions, the free-to-play version offers you the storyline that you'd find in retail, and will take you up to around Moria, so if you wish to continue the storyline, all you must do is buy the expansions. As for its looks, apart from the occasional generic-looking terrain, everything looks great. The game takes advantage of DirectX 10, which leads to some memorable moments during the night when you're gazing at the landscape in awe under the moonlight. The unique art style it has sets it apart from other MMOs, and is fresh and original. It takes cartoon animation-like characters and environments, and seamlessly blends them with a wonderfully picturesque style. This offers a beautiful combination that lights up with excitement when you transition into combat and see the ability and spell animations the game has to offer. You don't need a particularly strong computer to play this game, and if you intend to play on one that's a few years old, all you have to do is set the graphics down a notch or two, and you're set. Just don't expect to be wooed by those great graphics. The full sensory package is not carried by the visuals, but most of the work is carried by the sound design. Once you enter your realm for the first time, the first thing you'll notice besides the stunning visuals is the sweeping melodies that are emitting from player-made lutes or the beautifully orchestrated background theme with a wonderful discount. Although the feature cuts in the free-to-play version seem to stack up, they are no bigger than David in comparison to the Goliath that is Lord of the Rings Online. Honestly, if you are viewing this and have gotten this far, just go and download the game right now. It's free, it's fun, it's beautiful, it's Lord of the Rings, and did I mention it's free? If you love Lord of the Rings, MMOs, or just have extra time to spend, this one's definitely for you. Graphics get a 7.9, because although the environments are vast and stunning, a game this old can't visually compete with the looks of current and upcoming MMOs, such as Aeon and Guild Wars 2. The sound receives a 9.0, and is one of the key features of the game. You will often find yourself humming along with the background music. The interface gets a decent 8.5 because it's pretty easy to navigate, and although it can seem intimidating to newcomers, it's quite adaptable too. Being an MMO, especially one of this size, the replayability gets a 9.0, with the only downside being that you can only have one character in this free-to-play version. However, since you can purchase more character slots in the online store, and one character alone is worth 100 hours of gameplay, you really can't complain. Gameplay earns itself a 7.5 because, aside from a storyline that can only be found in Lord of the Rings Online, almost every other gameplay element can be found in other MMOs. Plus, the features that are cut in the free-to-play version goes further to decrease the diversity in gameplay. The game is actually quite stable, and so it gets an 8.5. The two greatest problems that you'll face technically lie either in the online Turbine store that is still being polished, or a few connection errors that can mess with you or the NPCs at times. The overall score that I would give this game is an 8.5, because although you can find similar elements in gameplay in other MMOs, what you'll find in this one is unique and a great social experience. Plus, you can't exactly argue with the price when it's free. Make sure to check out our main site at www.hookgamers.com, where you can find articles on all of the latest gaming news, as well as our podcasts that are filled with excitement and discussion on the week's electronic entertainment media. Also, search for and subscribe to our Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube channels, and when you get a chance, sign up on our forums where you can chat with our staff and other gamers like yourself. Hook Gamers, because gaming is a lifestyle.